Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Sydney. So today is been a very long day. So my neighbor is doing like full construction on their house, and people are across the street doing roof work and chopping down trees, and it's just very loud. So we are going to chat in the car today. If you saw the title of the video, we are going to talk about some things that I have been doing to increase my sales exponentially. I've seen great results with these tactics that I am going to talk about, so I wanted to share them with you. I've increased my sales over $4,000 in just over a month, which is amazing, especially during what people call the summer slowdown. So I'm going to share these with you in hopes that these will help you kind of be less affected by the summer slowdown. Also, I want to thank everyone who has signed up for my Q4 boot camp training. I've had several of you already sign up for it. If you have already signed up, make sure you keep an eye on your emails. I will be sending out an email with instructions for you on how to join the Facebook group and get your coaching session and further instructions on accessing all of the trainings and everything like that. If you have not signed up yet, I do have a few spots left. If you want to email me, my email is poshbosshq@gmail.com. That way we can connect and I will send you over the details about signing up. We would love to have you join us. Again, that starts August 1st. I do have a few spots left, so make sure you email to claim a spot if you would like to take part in that. Okay, so let's get into the video. The first thing that I want to talk about that you really need to work on if you want to increase your sales and seriously start, bringing in these consistent deposits and payments to your bank account, and that is your mindset. So this is very important. When I decided that I was not going to be affected by the summer slowdown, that I have a few goals that I want to accomplish before the end of the year, and I knew that in order to achieve these goals that I really had to buckle down and start just being really consistent with what I was doing. So I had to get into kind of the mindset of someone who was running a large company. Even though I'm a one-person show, I wanted to treat this as if I was running a large business. So I want to challenge you guys to kind of think outside the box, outside of this little like reselling box, and start looking at larger companies. Start looking at large successful companies like ThredUp and Goodwill and Plato's Closet, and then really start looking at entrepreneurs who have been building their businesses for years. Look at Richard Branson, look at Jeff Bezos, Sarah Blakely, who owns Spanx. These are people that I like to follow and really study and really look into their stories and look into what has gone into building their businesses. And then I start seeing comments from people about like putting bots on their Poshmark closets and doing all of these things that are trying to kind of cut corners in what you're doing. And I just have to say, if you're in that mindset where you're just doing everything you can to cut corners and you're not actually putting in the work, you can't expect to cut corners and halfway do something and then get the results that you want from it. Because if you are really trying to build this into a full-time business, you can't be cutting corners. And I've said this in many previous videos, but this is not passive income. This takes a lot of work. And yes, there will be a point where you will have so much inventory that you can go a few days without listing things and you won't really be affected by it. But until you get to that point, there's really not a lot you can do in order to cut corners. There are people who have been building their businesses for years and they are still not to the point where they can cut corners. So there's just no quick way around getting to where you want to be. You actually have to sit down and you have to put in the work for this. This is not, just work one day on it and then it's you know, building income for you. You really have to work at this every single day if you want to build this into something sustainable. So that is really the mindset that you have to get in. You have to get yourself out of this mindset of cutting corners, and you have to get into this mindset that you are going to put in the work to build a successful business. All these people who are running these successful companies did not get into the business and they did not become successful overnight. They have spent many years and they have put in the work to build their business, and that is essentially the mindset that you have to be. The next thing I started doing was getting very organized. So I'm not necessarily a naturally organized person. It takes effort. So I wanted to establish a really good inventory system. I had kind of an inventory system before, but it was taking me just a really long time to find things, and then because it was taking me so long to find things and to ship things, I was putting it off and I was procrastinating, and I didn't want to do that, and I knew that that was just the wrong mindset to be in. So I had to establish a system that made things really easy for me, that made things very quick for me to do. So I now have everything is numbered and lettered and accounted for to where I can know immediately where something is. And I have also started pre-bagging everything so that I can fit more items into bins. And then also by doing that, I'm not just digging through a loose bin of clothes. And I can do a whole separate video on my inventory system if you guys would like to see that. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. But that was really a huge step for me in terms of being able to have more time to list things and being able to focus better, was to get my inventory organized to a point where I wasn't spending so long trying to find items that had sold. So the next thing I started doing was cross-posting. I started, everybody knows Poshmark is kind of my primary platform, but I had stopped cross-posting things onto eBay just because eBay takes a long time. I know everybody thinks Poshmark takes a long time because of the sharing. To me, eBay takes a long time. So I had stopped cross-posting to eBay just because eBay was having just a lot of issues, and there were some things about eBay that I didn't love. I didn't love their payment system. I didn't love, you know, the listing takes a long time, and there were just a lot of things that just took a very long time, and I honestly just did not have the mental energy for eBay or the time for eBay. So I had stopped listing on eBay, but I knew if I wanted to achieve these goals that I have, that I really had to expand my business. So I started back cross-posting to eBay a little over a month ago, and I strive to post 20 to 30 items a day. And I know that sounds like a lot, depending on where you're at or what you sell. Personally, I sell clothing, so it takes a little bit longer to steam and measure. So for me, 20 to 30 items is a realistic amount that I can do on a daily basis. So I did not hit this number every single day, but because I was striving to hit this number every single day, it made me extremely consistent. And it made me, you know, kind of in the mindset, you know, something is better than nothing. So even if I couldn't get to 20 items, even if I was only listing 10 items, that was really helping me to make consistent sales on a daily basis. So in a little over a month, I got my sales to over $3,000 on eBay just from cross-posting things that I was already listing on Poshmark. I do not cross-post everything to eBay just because there are some higher end items that I would prefer to sell on Poshmark, so I do list those on Poshmark first. And then I also started selling on Mercari. I have made a couple videos about Mercari that you can go back and watch, but just by cross-posting to Mercari, which is extremely simple to list on actually, it's very similar to Poshmark, but just in cross-posting things to Mercari, I have made over $1,000 in a month on Mercari. So just by cross-posting these items that I was already listing anyway, that's given me over $4,000 more in sales, which is just amazing. And I anticipate that picking up during Q4. I am working on getting through my storage unit and just getting a lot of other stuff listed. So we are building into Q4, which is super exciting. But just by cross posting, it has helped so much. So if you are, you know, trying to expand your business and increase your sales, I highly recommend cross posting. If I had to recommend one platform over the other, if you are a newer seller, I would recommend starting with Mercari. It is kind of a hybrid between Poshmark and eBay. So definitely start cross posting onto Mercari and then build into eBay. We will be talking more about that in my Q4 bootcamp training. If you are joining us for that I talked about at the beginning of the video. So the next thing I started doing is I started really paying attention to the type of inventory that was selling for me. So what I highly suggest that you do is to go into your sold listings and start noticing things that you are selling over and over again and try to source similar items to those items. So for example, I realized that Victoria's Secret stuff was selling pretty quickly, so I started trying to source more Victoria's Secret stuff. Now, Victoria's Secret is one of those things where it's not necessarily going to be a huge profit, but it will sell consistently if you can find it at a low enough price. So you really need to go in and pay attention to what is selling for you. So make sure that you are consistently sourcing items that are selling routinely. Like I was selling these things on a daily basis, so I definitely started sourcing more of them. Next, you have to start being consistent with what you are doing. This is going to be the key to success for anything that you do. You have to establish a routine for yourself in order to be successful with this. You have to figure out how many items you can source per day, how many items you can realistically list per day, and then you really need to sit down and write down your goals, whether you are doing this as a side hustle or you want to grow this into something full-time. You really need to sit down and elaborate on that, and then you need to write down your goals and put them somewhere where you can see them, and then figure out why you are doing this, and that is going to help you be more consistent with what you were doing. Okay guys, that's my video for today. I hope these helped you. If they did, definitely give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if any of this resonated with you, and I will see you guys in the next video.